Social inclusion in a classroom context is shaped and influenced by many different areas. In this video, we're going to focus on social class and how it impacts social inclusion. Within the topic of social class, we're going to see three areas that constantly overlap. These areas are called social and cultural capital, habitus, and transformation versus reproduction of inequality within schooling. But before we dive into these areas, let's take a good look at what social class is. It's much more than just an old-fashioned way of saying who gets to use the lifeboats in a sinking ship situation. Berry, Elson and Game define social class as a segment of the population distinguished from others by similarities in labour market positions and property relations. The segment of the population we are placed in depends on our life chance. That is, our social mobility, education, career, healthcare and income determine our level of social class in society. This is called stratification, and all societies have this process, and it leaks into our educational system. Due to this, students' ability to achieve in the classroom will be disadvantaged or advantaged depending on their social position in society, and this is partly shaped by their social and cultural capital as well as habitus. Social capital in the classroom can be thought of as the relationships a student possesses that allows he or she to access resources needed to successfully complete schooling, whereas cultural capital in the classroom refers to the knowledge the student possesses about the dominant culture and how he or she can exploit this cultural knowledge to work in his or her own favour regarding schooling. Habitus is a large factor that affects accumulation of social and cultural capital, and habitus can be defined as the behaviours, speech, fashions, beliefs and values of the student unconsciously learned through his or her own peer group, family and place within society. Now let's see how these areas come together regarding social class and how they can relate to social inclusion in the classroom setting. We have two students, Jen and Cho. Jen has been brought up in the richer suburbs of Sydney. She is the daughter of two happily married, tertiary educated parents, and Jen's parents have always had a high regard for her education. They've sent her to the best schools, and she aspires one day to work as a children's doctor, and she has received the marks in the highest school certificate to allow her to study this at the University of Sydney. Cho and her parents immigrated from another country 5 years ago and are living in the outer suburbs of Parramatta. Cho is the daughter of two happily married, hardworking parents. Her father works full-time in a local restaurant as a chef, and her mother is a stay-at-home mum who sometimes fills in at the restaurant as a waitress. Cho and her family spoke little English when they came to Australia. Cho also had aspirations of one day becoming a children's doctor, but after repeated failures in school is now considering other paths. Why might this be the case for Cho and not for Jen? Although it is not limited to their social and cultural capital afforded by their habitus, it certainly does not account for their positions within the classroom and society, and subsequently the extent to which they are included or excluded from educational possibilities. Jen's habitus had a high regard for educational achievement. This was established by her parents' education and high expectations from her school, teachers, parents and friends regarding her educational success. Although Jen's habitus did not determine her success, it certainly allowed her to have high levels of social and cultural capital, which equipped her with the knowledge and tools to excel in school. As such, Jen's schooling has helped to maintain a higher social class position. The extent to which she has been included in the classroom and education is much greater than that of Cho. Jen's habitus, social and cultural capital resonated more closely to the educational system of Australia, and this brought her a social advantage. Habitus differed because her levels of social and cultural capital were much lower than Jen's. Her difficulties with the language, her parents' income and parents' positions in society posed obstacles for Cho to develop relationships that would gain her access to valuable resources, such as study groups, tutors and additional educational support. Although Chen had the same opportunity to attend school, her success at school was limited because she did not possess the habitus, social and cultural capital needed to excel, and consequently was largely excluded from education and occupies a lesser position in society compared to Jen. Bourdieu refers to this mismatch as the educational system demands of everyone alike that they have what it does not give. This consists mainly of linguistics and cultural competence and the relationship of familiarity with culture that can only be produced by family upbringing when it transmits to a dominant culture. Brings us to our last point, transformation versus reproduction. The habitus of students can have a reproductive effect on their success in education. That is, they may believe that they are unable to change their social position or better themselves and consequently accept it. Teachers need to help instill a transformative habitus in their students, whereby the educational system offers students opportunities to gain social and cultural capital to open up all possibilities for all students, especially those marginalised by differences. In this way, we can create a more inclusive education for all. Thanks for listening. Bye.